Well, if you made it, thanks for coming back to Notaflexion Gaming. Let's jump into the review of Zenith, The Last City. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Notaflexion Gaming. Today we're looking at Zenith, The Last City. The alpha has just ended. It is now Sunday, 5/9/2021. Just a quick shout out to all the mother lovers out there, whether you be a mom to a dog, a plant, or a baby human, whatever it may be, always remember to love your mom. Back to the game. So Zenith, this is a little preview of the climbing and stuff you're able to do. Also, we're going to be looking into what you can see now, which is classes. So we're going to be looking at two different classes right now. We have the Essence Mage and we have the Blade Master. Very interesting classes. Obviously, Blade Master using blades and swords. Interesting enough, you know, as you can see through the gameplay, you're going to see me playing as a tank. They only let you do tank or, I believe it was tank or DPS for the Blade Master. And then for the Essence Mage, that lead to be a support and DPS, which is, it's nice. It's a nice little roundabout way to do it. As far as weapons and armor concerned, as you can see as I'm opening the box here, you know, is a plethora of weapons and armor that they let you drop during the game right now in the alpha. They're kind of, you know, they're not really that much different as far as looks are concerned. It's still very nice to see that the levels have changed. Moving items in between and trying to put the items into your inventory and equip them is kind of a little bit of a bug. Obviously it's an alpha, they're working on it. Obviously it's a thing, not a big deal. As we're going through here, we're looking at how you, as you're questing, you can see obviously up in the sky, the big question marks or the exclamation points. That's my place to go for my quest. It's right now, it's a really nice system. It's actually great for when you see, as you see, I'm gliding right now. It almost seems like I'm floating across the water, which is a little ridiculous. I hope they kind of adjust this slightly. I feel like you can really take advantage of this and really avoid a lot of combat and stuff when you're using the glide system. So obviously, as you can see, questing, you get a quest from one of the NPCs. It pops up in the left hand corner of your screen. You can obviously make this go away by pressing the, I believe it's the B button on the left controller. But ultimately it updates as you're fighting stuff. In the alpha, you could tell they're trying to really get through and like show you how easy it is to use the questing system. It's nice. It works. It's very similar to Orbis VR. There's nothing to complain about as far as the questing system. It's very linear right now. Obviously, it being an alpha, I was very surprised to see how many quests there were available. I only got to about level 15 or 16 by the end of my alpha testing. Obviously, they were trying to get people to level 40. I know a couple of people have gotten to level 40, which is great. You know, good for them. But it's hard having a full-time job and doing this is not easy. So that being said, with the questing, it makes it much easier, quicker to level up. And then as you're leveling up, you'll get what you're going to see here shortly, which is skills. So in the skills, you get Godstones, which basically give you a new skill per Godstone. You basically get one every level or every 2 levels, you know, holding either trigger and slash horizontally to hit multiple targets. So as you can see, I'm trying to like slash back and forth. It doesn't really work just regularly. You have to be actually doing combos against enemies to get the actual hits off. I really like the combat in this game a lot. We'll get into that a little further. Right now we're going to talk about events. As you can see on the world map, they have timed events. Right now they're really not on a timer per se. They're more like on a completion counter, let's call it, out of 100 basically. So you might get to an event right now and it might be like at 50, and by the time you get there when it's loading, as you can see, it might be at 100 already and be complete. Unfortunately, they don't have a timer set for any of these yet, which is kind of a bummer, but once they have these set to a timer, if they eventually do that, it's going to make the game so much better because you can literally run around the map hitting these timers and getting to these events and getting experience much faster. That's what a lot of the people were doing to level up quickly, was just hitting events after events after events. That's obviously the fastest way to level up. As you can see here, I'm doing one of the events, and as it completes, I instantly level up. Once that event completes, the enemies of that said event just disappear and only the regular enemies in that area stay, which is kind of nice. it kind of gives you an idea of when you get to the area, you know the event's still happening. So as you can see here, I'm fighting the Naga invasion, the lizard general, let's call him. As you can see, you know, his attacks are telegraphed, and you can actually have the chance to, you know, avoid and or dodge the attacks with your dodges. I played mostly Blade Master through the alpha instead of using the Essence Mage. I'll probably be doing the Essence Mage in the beta, but the Blade Master has a lot of avoiding abilities, especially when I noticed when you become, since I took the role of tank, you could tell as soon as the tank hits the enemy, that enemy goes right to him. I think although they don't say it, it doesn't show anywhere in the items or the armor whether or not the tank has aggro abilities. I believe because that role is selected, the aggro is increased, you know, tenfold apparently, because you'll see later on when I'm in one of the open world dungeons that as soon as I attack the boss, it comes right for me being the tank, which I actually love. I love that they actually have the classic roles built into this, you know, the support, the DPS, and tank. I love playing tank. I just wish I could use a sword and shield. I'm gonna say it 5 times. Shield, 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 shield. Give me a shield, please. I don't know what it is about playing a game like this, but if I could use a shield as well to block attacks besides using my swords, to like angle the swords in a direction, I would much prefer that. So now we hop into dungeons themselves. So dungeons are a blast. Obviously we're in an open world dungeon right now. Anybody can come in here and just blow through this. We'll call it a dungeon, open world. You basically come down here and you can slide through all these enemies, and then you get to a final boss in the open world dungeon, which is another larger Naga invasion type enemy. Same thing with telegraphed attacks, things like that. I will say though that it's kind of a pain when you come in here and you have like a level, like I'm level 5 right now, or 6, whatever I am, running through this, and then a level 21 comes in and just blasts these guys in one shot. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I wish these were more kind of instance. So since we're here, we're talking about the Naga boss. As you can see, his combat, as soon as I attack him as the tank, he comes right for me instantly, which I love. I love that. It's good mechanics. You can block some attacks. Most attacks you need to avoid and or just watch out for the telegraphs. As far as like blocking, you can actually use your swords and angle the blades toward that position of where he's attacking from and block the attacks, which I love. That's going with, as far as any melee character, it's much easier to block those attacks with your angled blades. As you can see here, I'm level 5 going against a level 8 character. I'm actually doing substantial damage, and it's because I'm actually using full swings. Like, I'm actually bringing my arms way up, way down, and you do a lot more damage doing that. I love that effect. In other games, other MMOs on the quest, you don't see that. Like, the more force you put into your attack, the more damage you do. Last but not least, we're showing off the store that they had showed. You can buy, sell equipment, you know, buy upgraded equipment if you're of that level. You can still buy other equipment even if you're not that level, but why would you? So they give you the option to buy, sell, and mend your equipment, which I appreciate in the alpha. I don't know if this is going to be endgame stuff, but it's very promising. I'm very excited to see how Zenith transitions and transforms into the beta. Is this a thumbs up or thumbs down? I would say 100%. This is thumbs up. This is a fantastic game. It's going to be great. So if you guys like the video, always hit that subscribe button. Hit me up on Patreon if you guys really like the stuff. Hit that like button. And as always, I appreciate you all. Thank you.